That in a little bit. First the tip, and we're underway from Oxford. Ole Miss controlling the opening tap here on their home floor. A sellout crowd in Tad Smith Coliseum. Matthews out front, John Matthews. Moves the jumper. They're looking to glass early. His first shot of the game.
Now the scary thing about that, Steve, is the next time down he might go right inside for the layup. He can do it both.
Averages 27. Here's Jackson the other way. Almost had it stripped. Mouton gets it back to Chris. Game tied at 2.
I guess we were right when we said in the pregame that this might be the CJ and Glass show.
As I mentioned, the Tigers out in the man-to-man. The matchup there, you see Chris Jackson going against Matthews. They work it into Glass, guarded by Blanton. And he's got another one. Ole Miss off to a 4-2 lead.
LSU's putting their best man, Ricky Blanton, on Glass.
Here's Jackson, the one-on-one move off the glass. A little too strong. The tip up by Singleton. Controlled by Matthews, and Ole Miss looks to run. There's Glass again for a three-pointer. Sims with the rebound. Jackson ahead to Blanton. Thought about it. Off to Sims, the jumper. Off the side of the iron, and Sean Murphy with the rebound.
That's a strange side right there. It's almost automatic when Sims goes up with the lofting jumper from the top of the key, but he didn't hit it that time.
Matthews almost lost his footing to Turner. Trying to drive on Singleton, puts it off the glass. Again, it's no good. Battle for the rebound. They missed it. Foul called inside.
Going through the man-to-man matchups right now. Of course, again, we've got Ricky on Glass. Glass doing well so far. Lyle Mouton is on jumper, and he's got sort of a mummy look on his leg right there. And then Vernell has Turner. Here's the replay. Good action inside.
Singleton picks up his first foul. Rebels back on the attack now, and Jumper puts up the jumper and gets it. Ole Miss moves to a 4-point lead of 6-2. Tigers come back the other way. It's Mouton looking inside. Moved by Singleton. Tigers with a cold hand early.
Vernell going straight at the bigger man.
Jumper to Glass. Again, puts the ball on the floor. Gerald Glass taking control early.
Be interesting to see how long LSU will stay with the man-to-man in this situation, because certainly Gerald Glass is taking it to Ricky Blanton early on.
Glass with 6 of Ole Miss's first 8, but Jackson answers with a 3.
This shot we've seen about 50, 60 times this year.
As we mentioned, he needs 15 to set the freshman scoring record. They look for that here in the first half. Remember, he had 21 last time against Ole Miss. This is Matthews. Rebels on fire now.
There's no question they had to come in here pumped up, and they're doing that. They've got the sellout crowd. Right now, CJ's.
We got Matthews there, hand-checking foul, and it'll be interesting to see how they call this game tonight. So far, they're not letting a lot of hand-checking go. Ed Murphy sees his point guard pick up a foul. Matched up against Chris Jackson, he may get quite a few of those. This is Mouton for 3.
In the last game against Florida, Lyle was one of the few guys that came out early and was able to hit. Tonight he comes out and nails the jumper early.
We've played a little over 3 minutes. Tigers trail Ole Miss 10-8. Matthews again operates the point. Glass, who already has 6 points in the game, looks inside to feed it off. Blanton right with him, move in the lane and a whistle.
Almost impossible to stop Glass one-on-one, and right now the entire offense is gearing up for this man right here. Spins, goes through the paint, and Mouton coming in to strip the ball. Nice play, Lyle.
Second foul on the Tigers, and you can look for some people to help out Ricky Blanton on this assignment. He does have the one-on-one matchup man-to-man, but some of the principles, a help defense, so to speak. Glass, as you see, a good shooter from the field and the line. He's got 7 points.
Dale Brown saying he's going to stay with a man-to-man for most of the evening. That'll be interesting to see if he actually does that.
Second shot by Glass, also good. It's a 4-point lead for Ole Miss, 12-8. 16.5 minutes to go in the first half. Jackson again on the move, 3. Chris Jackson with a couple of three-point field goals. LSU right back in it. A one-point game, 12-11.
LSU doesn't need the inside game as long as CJ is going to pop the threes. Closing in on the scoring mark already.
Rebels doing a lot of screening away from the ball right now. Now they go into jumper, another whistle, and Lyle Mouton has his second personal foul.
Steve, this is the kind of game where you might see Ricky Bland taking a little while to get going offensively because he's going to be so busy trying to maintain glass on the defensive end of the floor. So far, he hasn't scored.
Tigers have already picked up 3 team fouls in less than 4 minutes of play. Rebels inbound underneath their basket. This is Tim Jumper, SEC all-freshman team last year, second leading scorer on the team. This is Glass. Wouldn't go, but Murphy is there. Rejected by Sims, a jump ball. And, of course, the possession.
You got to feel good when you put it in the face of a guy at 6'11", you're about 6'7".
Tigers get the possession after Ole Miss got the opening tap. Jackson hawked by Matthews in the backcourt.
This is a game Matthews can only lose.
Blanton inside to Sims. Nice cut. Put it off the glass, but it wouldn't go. Singleton is there, but it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Rebels. Tigers seem to be working a little bit on the board so far. Not shooting quite as well as Ole Miss, though. This is Mouton.
Air ball.
But Sims gets it back and flushes it.
They're going to have to pull the nets down after that one, Steve.
Wayne Sims, who had a good ball game the first time out, was the leading rebounder for LSU with 11 in that game in Baton Rouge. Gives the Tigers a lead of 13-12. Matthews almost had it stolen by Mouton.
Lyle's gotten better and better on the defensive end of the floor.
Glass gets away from Blanton. Backdoor and stuck.
No help for Ricky that time, and he needed it. He got beaten badly, and Glass walked into the jam.
Jackson not hesitant to put it up and hits another three. Jackson. Now, correction, that was a two-pointer. Looked close there, but Jackson with 8 points now, and LSU a 1-point lead.
We're going to get our first substitution for Ole Miss. The little guard, Mitlick, will be coming in.
Murphy, the turnover, couldn't connect. Singleton out on the run. This is Blanton. Inside Sims, the turnaround. Sims with another basket. I correct myself, Jackson has 10 points already in the game.
Right.
So he's only 5 away.
2, not 3.
Glass stripped by Blanton, but a foul will be called. 4th team foul on LSU. 14:35 to go here in the first half. LSU holding a 3-point lead at 17-14. Steve Schneider along with Rich Lenz, live from Tad Smith Coliseum in Oxford, Mississippi.
You know, once again, Glass is very entertaining to watch, but it's a one-man show so far. He scored 31 in game 1. They lost by 30. Tonight he might score 30 again. Right now they're holding very close, doing very well, but we'll have to see what unfolds here.
Certainly everything we expected so far in terms of the scoring battle. There's a timeout on the floor with LSU leading Ole Miss 17-16. We'll be back with more action after these messages from our corporate sponsors. To Oxford, where the Tigers lead the Rebels by a point here early in the first half, 17-16, and Rich so far. LSU led by Chris Jackson with 10. Ole Miss, Gerald Glass with 12.
Nice little ball game when you look at the shooting overall. The Rebels are shooting 60%, LSU 63%, and that's nice. The shots are falling. Good game.
When they played in Baton Rouge, LSU took control early, had a double-digit lead at halftime, and then stretched it in the second half. They're hanging on to a 1-point lead now as we get back to action with Jackson walking it up. Singleton looking somewhere to go. Kicks it out to Blanton for a three-pointer. Jumper away with the rebound for Ole Miss.
LSU really not dominating the boards as much in this game as they did in game 1.
This is Midlick that's checked in for Ole Miss. Couldn't get it to fall. LSU looking to run on the rebound. Pass from Jackson to Singleton. Saw it go through his hands, did save it. But Gerald Glass is the man he saved it to. The Rebels come the other way.
Steve, Glass really didn't have the numbers on that break. It was a 1-on-3, and yet he still took it to the hole and got the shot to fall.
14 for Glass. 14 of Ole Miss's 18. They lead by 1. Here's Jackson, a two-pointer.
Freeze frame. CJ freezes the defense.
Already we're coming up on that record. Chris Jackson needing 15. He's got 12 right now. Glass tries to operate, pulls up for the jumper, and connects again. The other guys have to be wondering when they're going to get in the game.
They don't need to. He's doing a great job all by himself.
13-10 to go. Ole Miss with a 1-point lead. Jackson wouldn't go this time. David Midlick with the rebound into the front court. Murphy thought about it and thought better. This is jumper. Tigers a pretty good job on the defensive board so far. That was Singleton with another one. Here's Jackson. And Murphy reaches in from behind and picks up the foul.
Once again, Ricky Jackson unable to score so far. Starting a little bit slow. Here's the play right here. And you see the big guy, Murphy, lunging in from behind. He picks up the personal.
Chris, you get the feeling everybody on the floor for Ole Miss is cognizant of where Chris Jackson is, trying to lend a hand. In that case, Murphy literally lent a hand, picks up the foul. Tigers will have the ball underneath their own basket.
Dennis Tracy checks in. Dick Tracy to his fan.
Mouton feeds it outside. Jackson couldn't hit, but Blanton is there. I don't think we'll see much of the 45-second clock in this game.
Ill-advised pass by Lyle Mouton there, trying to do a little bit more than he needed to. The alley-oop was just wasn't there.
12 and a half minutes to go, first half. Ole Miss 20 and LSU 19. Tigers need this one to move up in the SEC tournament picture. This is Midlick. Off Blanton, it'll belong to Ole Miss.
LSU staying in the man-to-man. Joe Brown says they'll play that almost the entire game. They've gotten away from that in the past couple games, playing more zone to preserve themselves.
Rebels back at the attack. This is jumper outside. 31 is Turner. Midlick inside to Glass again. That's Turner with the follow, his first two.
Well, at least Glass missed a shot. If you're an LSU fan, you have to look at the bright side of things.
Rebels open up a 3-point lead, 22-19. Inside it goes. Sims dishes off to Blanton, blocked, but he puts it back in on the second effort.
Ricky's on the board. Usually when that happens, you'll see him score again quickly thereafter.
I believe Blanton finally on the board with 2. 1-point game. Again, they go into Glass, a double team, and another foul.
Dennis Tracy falling back a little bit, and that's going to help.
Correction, they call this one
there
on
you
Sims.
See,
here's a look.
Fronting and backing, sort of making a glass sandwich there. But it looks like Dennis got the worst of it.
Tigers have number 41, Rich Projeski, on the floor now. This is Glass moving against Tracy. Gets the roll. Glass, a one-man wrecking crew at this point for Ole Miss.
Well, you don't want that. You don't want Glass going one-on-one with Dennis Tracy.
18 for Gerald Glass. This is Jackson the other way. Three-pointer.
Where does that put CJ? He's getting close.
Chris Jackson is now the all-time best scorer as a freshman in NCAA history.
He passes up Fly Williams from Austin Peay. Got that record back in 1973.
We've still got more than 10 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, I didn't figure it would take him long.
Right on the record with 15 tonight. Here's the pass into Glass. Turner gets the basket and draws the foul.
Bill Brown will not stay with this lineup very long at all. In fact, right now, Ricky Blanton is coming back into the ball game. Glass is throwing his body around the glass. Check this out. Krajewski, no match for him.
We talked about the rebounding margin the last time these teams played. It was overwhelming. 17 more rebounds for LSU than Ole Miss. Looks like the Rebels have started to go to work underneath now. Turner will be at the line. try to complete the three-point play. 64%, as you see there. Ole Miss lead back to 3 now. 27-24 and pressure in the backcourt. Mouton comes out to get it. Off to Jackson.
That was a nice shot by CJ. Good work. Just wouldn't fall.
Rebels back the other way. Matthews again at the point. Jackson trying to hawk him. Dennis Tracy's going to check back in here in a minute. Jumper draws Mouton. Pass down low. Again it's Glass. Turns on Singleton.
Well, Steve, just about everybody's trying against Glass for LSU, but nobody's really succeeding in shutting him down.
20 of the 29 points that Ole Miss has in this game, and we're just now reaching the 10-minute mark. In and out for Mouton. Ball loose. They say it belongs to Ole Miss.
That's a funny call.
There's a timeout on the floor here in Oxford, where the Rebels lead the Tigers 29-24. More after this word from your local cable system. His record with 15 points in this game, the all-time freshman record, and Gerald Glass, 8 of 12 from the field and 20 points. At this rate, he'd have 80 points in this game.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. The biggest difference since we went to our last break before this one, LSU was shooting 60% from the field, but now they're shooting 47. They have gone cold, whereas Ole Miss has maintained their hot shooting.
Back to play, Ole Miss with the basketball and a 5-point lead.
I don't like this, Steve. Tracy on Glass doesn't work for me.
See Bernard Silva with the ball, product of Hammond, Louisiana, number 34 out top. The ball, though, goes inside. Ole Miss, its biggest lead of the game, 31-24. Jumper with the basket this time.
LSU has 3 guards in the game right now. Russell Grant has checked in, along with Tracy, CJ, Sims, and Ricky.
Ole Miss, man-to-man. It's Jackson, had it stripped by Matthews.
I think he was fouled right there.
2-on-2 break, Glass in the lane.
There was a lot of body on CJ when he brought the ball down there.
World-class Glass with 22 in this game. This is Tracy for a 3. Big basket for Tracy to stop the momentum. Ole Miss had built the lead to 9. It's back to 6 now. Ole Miss 33 and LSU 27.
Quieted the crowd a little bit, too.
Tracy does so much with his defense, but if he can hit a shot like that, too, it adds so much. Murphy outside, won't score much, averages about 5.5 a game.
You got to think they want more out of him than that, though. I'd say he has to be disappointed with that.
6'11" and playing that far away from the basket, but it opens it up for Glass.
See, that's what I was saying. I can't imagine Dennis Tracy trying to front Gerald Glass. He will score 80 if they maintain this.
Again, the lead is 8. Russell Grant is in the lineup. Touched it momentarily, but it's back to Jackson now. Nice spin move, draws a double team, but still takes it in. Couldn't get it. Sims with a follow. A whistle, the basket will count, and a foul. Rich, what happened here? Sheer determination by Wayne Sims to stay with it.
Well, he kind of gets left alone right there, too. Everyone goes to CJ. He's like a magnet, and that freed up Wayne Sims for the possible three-point play.
You know, I think we saw the move there by Jackson. Sometimes everybody ends up watching him like we are, even the guys there on the court at that time. Just expect it to go through, want to watch a pretty shot. When it didn't go in, Sims was there. He now has 6 points at the line, looking for number 7. Couldn't get it, but Blanton with a big offensive board. Tigers can cut it to a 4-point lead with 2. It'll be Sims, and he does.
Mr. Automatic.
Ole Miss 35, LSU 31. Clock shows 7:44.
Needs to put a patent on that rainbow jumper of his. Almost always good from the baseline.
Again, the Tigers trying to move up in the SEC seedings for the tournament. A loss would put them at 4th, and Matthews throws it away.
Timmy Jumper wondering why the ball went there when he was here.
Jackson tries to get away from Matthews, does, dishes it out to Blanton, who's wide open and connects. The lead is now 2, and all of a sudden, the red-hot spurt for Ole Miss has deserted them. Tigers trying to hang tough here. Tigers now dropping back into the zone, and Ole Miss works against that.
Ole Miss getting sloppy with the ball right now.
The jumper, too strong, a foul underneath, and Ricky Blanton.
Now Ricky's saying that he was pushed off against, it looked that way as he went stumbling out of bounds.
Tigers are over the limit now. 17 foul.
Yet you don't see Ole Miss, at least on that sequence right there, not moving with the flow that they had just a couple of minutes ago.
Coming to you live from Oxford, Mississippi, here on Tiger Vision, the Tigers' final regular season game. Trying to get their 21st win. Turner at the line, shooting the front end of a 1-and-1.
Steve, late in the game, if free throws become an issue, the one guy LSU would like to foul would be Sean Murphy. He hits about 50-60% of his free throws. The rest of the guys shoot pretty well.
Turner only averages 4 a game. With that free throw, he already has 7 in this game. We still have about 7 minutes left here in the first half. The clock shows 6:45 and counting. Ole Miss up by 4, 37-33.
Ricky Blanton could use a shot on this possession.
They try the alley-oop. I think you heard Chris Jackson slam against the backboard. Ricky Blanton's looking for a shove.
No call.
and I think he should have found one.
There's been a couple strange ones so far.
6.5 minutes left first half. Ole Miss tries to add to a 4-point lead. Gerald Glass with 26 points. Another basket, and he'll top his average in the first half alone. He has 2/3 of Ole Miss offense. Jackson double-teamed and still nailed it.
Wow, that's wonderful. He almost lost the dribble, regained it. I tell you, young kids should just get his shot slow-mo, put it in slow-mo and watch it because it's absolutely perfect.
It seems that's the difference so far. Jackson has had to work with 2 men on him at times, where Glass has been able to get that one-on-one isolation.
Trying to stop Glass. That's what they're trying to do. Right now, Vernell is fronting him. And it works.
Atkins, who checks into the game for Ole Miss with the turnover. Singleton draws the foul on the drive.
Steve, I think they could have called that foul about 20 feet further away from the basket. Plenty of body on it.
A lot of body contact on this one.
Right here. Here's the foul right here. Works better this way. He shoots 2 free throws.
And that is something just about every LSU player does. Everybody in the lineup up around 75% for the season as a team. 77%.
I think LSU will do a much better job fronting Gerald Glass and Vernell Singleton, certainly than they did with Dennis Tracy.
Krajewski back into the lineup, and Wayne Sims will get a well-deserved rest. There you see Singleton's free throw percentage, 77.5.
Krajewski had a real nice ball game against the Florida Gators. Came in and did a fine job against Cincy.
Second shot coming. Singleton tries to cut the lead to 2, and he does. 39-37. Ole Miss been in control most of the first half. They've led by as many as 9. Down to 2 now. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Once again, Singleton fronting Glass. And they're forcing the ball into him.
Jumper back into the lineup. Hunter Atkins has given him a brief rest. Ole Miss triggers it in underneath. Tigers man-to-man out of bounds. Blanton on Turner. This is Singleton trying to hold Glass. Move in the lane. The shot. 28 points for Gerald Glass.
Now we know how teams feel when they have to face CJ. Unstoppable.
His average is 27.4. He's got 28. This is Jackson. The give and go. Beautiful pass from Mouton in the 2.
Chris points the finger at Lyle. Says, thanks, buddy. Pretty play.
Tigers still back within 2, 41-39.
They've gone to a zone now, Steve. 2-3 zone for LSU. They said enough with Glass.
This is Midlet. The point. Came to Ole Miss from the Air Force Academy. Never did play there, so he'll play 4 years for Ole Miss. Driving in the lane. Gets it back. Glass is open. Too strong, but the rebound. Another foul.
Dale Brown's got to come off the bench. They're going over his back on that play.
Ole Miss with a lot of people underneath. That time, the off-guard jumper with the rebound and 2. Here's Singleton the other way over Glass, and he draws the foul. Check that. I don't believe they did call a foul. Ball out of bounds belongs to the Tigers.
CJ's going to come down. He's going to give the ball to Lyle, and Lyle real nicely. Right back to him. CJ does the rest with a reverse layup.
The idea of what Chris Jackson can do for an offense. We've got a timeout on the floor. Ole Miss leads it by 4. We'll be back after these messages from our corporate sponsors. Try to hang in. We talked about the SEC basketball tournament earlier. The tournament's still coming up next week. Tickets available now at the LSU ticket office. Of course, the tournament's in Knoxville this year. Next week from March 9th to 12th. A complete book of tickets. Cost you $80. Tickets on a first-come, first-served basis, so act now. Get some of those remaining seats to the SEC tournament in Knoxville. That should be a great tournament.
20,000.
The question is, will the Tigers end up playing Tennessee on their home court? Only one team will have to do that in the first round, and if LSU doesn't get it in gear, they'll be the team doing that. Tigers down by 4. You see Ole Miss with a rebounding edge in this game. It was not that way in Baton Rouge. Jackson thought about it on the outside. Always a threat. The ball's in his hand. Luton gives it to Blanton for a 3. Too strong in the whistle. Apparently Sims touched it out of bounds to Ole Miss.
LSU looked very tentative on that possession. How often do you see CJ pull up? Lyle pulled up. Ricky finally fired away deep in the corner.
This is Midland. He shared the point guard duties tonight with Matthews. Goes inside to Murphy at the high post. They rotate. This is Turner. Gerald Glass, 28 points already. Midlick for 3.
He is a zone buster. That's why he's in the ball game. Nice little point guard, but he can hit the outside shot.
Shoots 54% on the season from three-point range. Jackson to Blanton. 46-39, and Jackson from way outside. Luton couldn't save it, and Ole Miss will get the ball back. Chance to take their biggest lead. They've led by 9. It's a 7-point lead right now. Ed Murphy enjoying what he's seen so far. 3 minutes and counting here in the first half. Singleton tried to jump out, and Glass burned him. 30 points for Gerald Glass in the first half.
The 2-3 fell apart a little bit there. Brunell got out of position.
Inside they go. Singleton coming back. Ole Miss wants the offensive foul for the arm. Not going to get it.
Ed Murphy saying, hey, he's using the elbow going in the basket. Not a foul on my guy at all. Let's see if he's right. You make the call. Fairly clean. Glass went up vertical.
Don't tell that to Ed Murphy. Vernell Singleton will be back at the line where, as we mentioned earlier, he's done well.
We're a little concerned about Ole Miss being one-dimensional, but right now, the Tigers may be guilty of the same thing. CJ having to do a lot on his own.
Singleton, 3 points in this game. You see there, 23 points the last time they played. And, of course, because he's from Mississippi, this is always a big game for him. I saw him walking with Chris Jackson the other day. They looked like they were anticipating this game. Dale Brown would rather they think of it as just a game, though. 4 points for Singleton and a 48-41 score.
Grinnell is in a little bit of a slump. Florida psyched him out a little bit.
Clock down to 2:20 and running now. Shot clock at 25. As I mentioned, we haven't had to refer to the 45-second clock much in this one. With Glass and Jackson firing them up from all over.
There's no question the 2-3 zone is slowing things down for Ole Miss, but
Glass too strong on the three-point shot. Jackson with the rebound. 3-on-2 break. Look out. Singleton with the basket and the foul.
Mississippi connection.
And again, it's Chris Jackson creating. Take a look.
CJ likes the numbers on this break, Steve. It's a 3-on-3 basically, but it's all over on the right side, and he gets it over there. And Grinnell knows what to do next.
Knew what to do there, but missed the free throw off the iron. 5-point game. Ole Miss 48 and LSU 43. Down inside of 2 minutes to go in the first half. Pass goes inside to Murphy. Another turnover. Tigers don't have the numbers they had last time, but Jackson goes anyway.
Well, they had the only number they needed, and that's 3-5. CJ finds a way.
Here's a look as he gets by 1 and then 2. Didn't quite get the scoop to go. He's got 19 here in the first half, but Tigers would have liked to have had 2 more right there. Foul called on Singleton after the fact, trying to get that rebound. Second foul on him puts Murphy on the line.
Let's see how he does.
54% on the season. Been to the line a lot. And the coach's son connects for his first point of the game. Murphy through, beating the odds on that exchange. 2 points, and Ole Miss back to a 7-point lead.
I believe those are his first points of the game. He did not score in the first game in Baton Rouge.
Matter of fact, Michael Paul, the senior that was honored, we haven't seen him in this game. He didn't score either when he was healthy. That was much the story of the game. Lester Scott, who's checked in, called for steps. Okay, we're going to take another look at it first here.
Can't do that.
A little anxious just getting into this game, and in a way it is a big game for LSU, trying to win one here in Oxford. Clock down to 1:09. Shot clock at 30 for Ole Miss. We'll back it back out. This is Midland. Tigers try to pack it back in the zone. Now inside of a minute. Pass into Murphy. The nice dish and the dunk by Turner.
That was a really nice work by Ole Miss. There's no question about it. They didn't rely on Gerald Glass. They worked it around and caught LSU flat-footed.
Tigers may play for the last shot now. The shot clock and the game clock just about the same. We march down around 32 seconds, and now Jackson throws it away. Little miscommunication there, I guess. A 9-point Ole Miss lead, and now they will have the last shot and could take a double-digit lead, something they haven't had in this game in the first half. Everybody's wondering where Gerald Glass is. He comes to get it. Great steal by Singleton, and the dunk.
Hello, Mississippi. I'm back in town.
Big play right before the half, and now 5 seconds to go. You see it on your clock. Short at the buzzer. But that's about one of only 2 or 3 things that Ole Miss has done wrong in this game, as they have pretty much controlled the first half over the favorite LSU Tigers here in Oxford.
Well, we expected Gerald Glass to be good, but he has been great, superb. You're going to run out of adjectives trying to talk about this guy. And then on the other end, Ricky Blanton, not really. One of the reasons a lot of their shots are coming inside, Steve, and that's what LSU needs in the second half. Get more of their shots down in the paint and not just off of him and Ricky Blanton.
Teams coming back out onto the court. LSU will start at same 5 that began the game. Ole Miss will do the same. And we're underway here in the second half from Oxford. 7-point Ole Miss lead, 52-45, and the Tigers come out in the zone.
LSU giving up that man-to-man early.
Jumper in the corner. Missed the 3. Sims double teamed underneath after the rebound. Ole Miss fans wanted a foul. None called, and here's Jackson. Makes it look so easy.
The Tigers scoring the last bucket of the first half and the first bucket of the second half, and that's a great way to start.
Deficit down to 5. Jackson with 21 in the game now. Ole Miss working the perimeter, and of course a lot of that forced by the zone. Glass trying to post up underneath. You see him working there hard against Singleton, and Tigers have now gone to one version of the freak, I guess, the box and 1. Singleton trailing Glass all over the floor. This is a shot from the outside.
Lyle Mouton didn't have his hands up at all, and Matthews isn't a big guy. He's got to get his hands up.
Got a 3 out of it. Mouton comes back the other way. Scramble underneath. Who's got it?
It's Rugby.
Ole Miss, a 4-on-1 break. Matthews tried to kick it out to Jumper. Now he'll shoot a 3. Glass with the offensive board. The turnaround spin move. Singleton lost it. Jumper puts it up, and Blanton comes away. A whistle and a foul on Gerald Glass. What a sequence.
That's a great way to get things fired up early in the second half, Steve. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you see some fouls called away from the ball, especially on Glass. Let's see if Vernell picks one up, because they're starting to bump one another. And when people start flying on the floor, you'll only see more of that.
Here's another look as Glass has now got 2 fouls in the game. Look at the offensive board work.
Well, that was a pretty easy one for Gerald Glass right there, but he's going to miss it. Vernell giving 112%, but he's got to hold on to it.
Blanton in the right place. Glass with the foul. LSU plays it in. Trailing by 8. This is Blanton. Sims connects. Correction, I believe that was, yeah, it was Sims. I thought Mouton was in there for a minute, but Sims connects for the basket.
And Steve, it was within 4 or 5 feet of the basket, and that's what LSU has to have more of to help out CJ from the outside.
6-point game, 55-49. Murphy from the outside, got it.
Crowd goes crazy when that happens, when Sean Murphy hits one from further than 2 feet out.
6'11" sophomore connects. Here's CJ the other way and count it.
So sweet off the glass.
Ed Murphy says, what can we do?
There just isn't a shot that he doesn't have in his repertoire. He can go off the glass and swish it.
Jackson has 23 now. Lead is back to 6, 57-51.
They're really bumping now.
Glass with a strong move. Singleton and Blanton both raise their hands. They got Blanton with that one.
Let's see who picks up this foul right here. See, there's good shoving going on there between Glass and Vernell. A lot of hand checking. But he squeaks around. I would think that would be on Ricky.
I don't think the officials were quite sure on that one. Blanton, though, got it officially, his 3rd of the game. Glass is now 5 for 5 from the line, 31 points. Make it 6 for 6. Back to an 8-point lead. Jackson hits a wide open Mouton in the lane, count it. Wow, Mouton with 5 points for the Tigers. Again, it's a 6-point game. LSU hanging close. Still looking for that spark to put them on top in this one. Matthews shoots a 3.
Again, Steve, we're talking about balancing out the scoring, and Ole Miss is doing just that.
Matthews only 2 in the first half, has 6 here in the second half, 8 points overall. And he picks up a foul now, reaching in on Jackson.
No question, this is a foul right here. Watch. And they slap him right there. And the official says, calm down, fellas.
Second team foul on Ole Miss. LSU plays it in. Mouton looking into Singleton. Nice pivot, picks up the shot, won't go. Mouton with the follow. Nice
Pretty
job.
play. Lyle Mouton, big and strong, goes to the glass, and they need that. Doesn't matter who gets the job down low, as long as somebody gets it done.
The lead is an odd digit now. 7 points, 62-55. This is jumper. Murphy for three.
That's scary.
Folks, that's Sean Murphy's first three-pointer of the season. He's now 1 out of 6. Ole Miss with a 10-point lead. Jackson counters with a three.
That's more expected. It's a bad omen when Sean Murphy starts nailing three-pointers.
Jackson now has 26. Glass, of course, 32, and he's got another shot. Make it 34.
Once again, Vernell Singleton comes out to try and steal the pass. It doesn't work out at all. Glass all alone for the shot.
Jackson on his own. Beautiful move to Blanton, who's wide open. Couldn't buy the shot, though. Singleton hustles for the rebound. Glass falls down. The foul on Singleton.
Glass might have banged his knee a little bit right there. Looks like he's feeling a little bit of pain, Steve. Might have come down wrong on this. Let's watch. Vernell winds up with it. I certainly don't think he was trying to hurt Glass or get in his way. Just trying to get that loose ball.
The question Dale Brown would ask is, what could he have done? Wrong place in the wrong time. Vernell Singleton showing a good effort to try to get the ball back. This is Ole Miss back on the attack now. 9-point Rebel lead, 67-58. Murphy, nice move inside and count it.
The man did not score a point against LSU back in Baton Rouge. Tonight,
9 points for Murphy tonight. This is Jackson, another three, left it short.
Now this is not good for LSU. A bucket here by Ole Miss, and I think they can call the timeout.
Jumper down underneath. Turner with the basket. Ole Miss leads by 13. Lyle Mouton to the basket. Draws the foul. Will they give him the basket?
Basket's good.
Lyle Mouton, second time in this second half, takes it inside. Murphy picks up the foul.
Murphy saying he never really touched him, or he just tapped him after he released the ball.
And that was a big basket as LSU perhaps felt it starting to slip away, but Mouton gets it back on the board. The three-point play, and he's got 10 in the game. Some question now at the scorer's table. Timeout.
They're not going to televise. ESPN was hoping to see the Tigers ace, and you can hardly blame them.
Bertman's not worried about TV, he's worried about wins. His ace will be on the mound, and they take on the Gators, trying to establish some momentum. Speaking of momentum, the Ole Miss Rebels seem to have it right now in this basketball game. 14:43 to go as the clock begins to run. You see the field goal percentage, and Ole Miss in the second half has done even better than the first half at 70%.
Tigers going back to man-to-man.
Trying to establish some tempo. This is Glass, the turnaround over Singleton. Nice job defensively. Mouton steps in for the steal, keeps it alive on the break.
He was in the net.
And Dale Brown is asking them to check that.
He was in the net. The Ole Miss player came up, disturbed the net.
Touch any part of that basket and you get a goaltending call, but none was coming there. It's still 71-61. Ole Miss back to the attack. Matthews works on Jackson. As Rich mentioned, Tigers back into man-to-man, trying to disrupt what has been a good second half so far for Ole Miss. Mouton looks at jumper, lay it in.
Timmy Jumper very strong down low for a guard.
Jumper has 8 now for Ole Miss. Tigers into the front court, down by 12. Biggest lead for Ole Miss so far is 13. This is Blanton, left it short.
It is not a good night for Ricky. The last time he played like this was against Mississippi State. They lost at home.
Inside to Turner. What a game for Greg Turner. 13 points in this game, his average on the season. Only 5. This is Sims from outside. Blanton saved it in. Sims kicks it to Jackson. The shot for 2. Got it. Jackson with 28 points now.
Steve, with 13 minutes on the clock, things are still okay for the Tigers. There's no question. They've got plenty of time to shift this momentum around.
Singleton against draws glass. Wouldn't go this time. Sims with a nice job of positioning underneath, and here come the Tigers on the break. It's Jackson. Boy, when he kicks it into that gear, look out.
No way Matthews can keep up with him. Pushed him with the body. Good call by the official. You'll see it here. Says, what the heck? He's only going to score if I don't do something drastic, so I'll just shove him out of the way.
Actually, Turner got called for that foul. You see Dennis Tracy checking into the LSU lineup. He gets the basketball now, kicks it in the corner to Jackson for 3. 31 for Jackson.
It's under 10.
75-66. Ole Miss nursing a 9-point lead. This is Glass. Double team. Tracy got a hand on it. Knocks it loose. Good steal by Tracy. Leads a 2-on-3 break. Kicks it back. This is Singleton with the turnaround. In and out.
That's smart.
That ball was halfway in the basket and came out, it appears. Lead is still 9, 75-66. Midlick all the way to the baseline, rejected by Sims.
Wayne says, no. Don't bring that to me. You're too small to bring that to me. That's an insult. He slaps it back into the second row.
Here's another look as Midlick took it in with the trees, and
that's clean.
Underneath on the inbound, Singleton called for the foul, holding on the play. And that's the 4th foul on Vernell Singleton.
He'll have to come out.
Wow, Mouton up off the bench. We're back to action here. Tracy with another steal. Fouled by Hunter Atkins on the play. And Dennis Tracy immediately into the game has made a couple of things happen on the defensive end.
LSU's disrupting Ole Miss now. Ole Miss is still getting an occasional good shot down low, but they're getting feisty with that man-to-man, and it's effective.
All LSU needs now is a 4-minute stretch like they had the end of the first half against Florida, and they'd be back in front.
They don't come along very often, though, Steve. That was awesome.
Jackson stops on a dime. Hit the side of the backboard on that one, way off. 11:45 to go here in the second half. 9-point game. Ole Miss with the lead. Here's the drive. Bernard Silva on the baseline.
This is where LSU needs. This is where they need to make the move. He's about a foot out of bounds.
Said that was my territory. It said Ole Miss there. Jackson out top. Had it stripped. Last touch by Jackson apparently, and Ole Miss gets it back.
LSU bench is saying he was fouled. Timmy Jumper's left the arena, Steve. I'm not sure what the problem is there. Jumper just walked into the locker room. I wonder if that knee is bothering him again.
Of course, he's had some knee problems, missed most of the Rebels' pre-conference schedule in return to time. This is Glass. Got away from Mouton on that. Gets the dunk. 36 points for Gerald Glass.
Guys who do that wind up making lots of money in the NBA.
Tigers down by 11 at CJ again. A whistle. And he's getting fouled now virtually every time he penetrates.
This is what we're talking about right here. This is Major League. Wayne Sims says, I got to get out of the way of this.
Again, I think it's the gambling of LSU defense. They're trying to deny Glass the ball, and if he happens to get it, he's usually got an opening. Speaking of openings, Blanton capitalizing on that one.
So important for Ricky to come alive here in the final 11 minutes of this game.
Only got 6 points on the night. Had his double-figure streak broken at Vanderbilt. Had a tough end of the season at times. Another steal by Dennis Tracy. Off to Jackson. Oh, slammed in. Wayne Sims on the follow.
Tracy's going to get plenty of minutes if he keeps playing this defense.
Midlick back the other way in a running game. First, another look at Jackson.
While we look at that highlight, Ole Miss scores.
A three-pointer, and the Rebels lead us back to 10, 80-70. Mouton dishes off, and they call the offensive foul. Greg Turner, as you see there, having a career game. Look at the defensive position this time.
It's a nice call by the official. Lyle just a little bit out of control there.
Third foul on Mouton. You remember Singleton out of the lineup right now with 4 fouls.
LSU needs to keep this lead right around 10.
Hunter Adkins off the glass too strong. The rebound to Sims. 80-70. 10 minutes, a little less than 10 minutes now to play here in the game. Blanton on the drive, couldn't get it to fall. Murphy with the rebound.
There's no question there was a foul on that play. I hate to sound like a homer, but Ricky got hammered going for the shot.
Jackson couldn't hit the three, and again it's Sims underneath. He's claiming just about everything under there now. The foul goes to Turner.
Wayne Sims doing a lot of nice things without the basketball tonight, and he made that play by boxing out, putting a body on somebody, so the ball was his when it came off.
Correction, that was Atkins picking up the foul with the contact there. And he's got 3 fouls and a limited amount of playing time here tonight. Ed Murphy looking on the bench now to find somebody else. Wants his team in at least the NIT. Of course, to make it to the NCAAs, they would have to win the Southeastern Conference tournament. The Tigers, in my opinion, already there.
Timmy Jumper back in the game. Nice to see that he was not hurt. I'm not sure why he went to the locker room, but he's okay.
He wears the biggest bandage in the country, I think.
The mummy.
Sims at the line now. Tigers already in the bonus with 17 fouls against the Rebels. And that comes with 9.5 minutes left to play.
They got it back under 10 speed.
Free throws could be a big part of this game. LSU's so good at the line. And it's an 8-point game, 80-72. Tigers pick up pretty much full court.
They're going to a full court of trapping.
Jackson, right idea, but out of position, and he picks up the foul. Only the first foul of the game on Chris Jackson.
We've rarely seen LSU press this year. Here they try it. CJ on Mitlick. And he has to lunge.
Tried it early in the year, and quite frankly, got blown away at times. They're having to put some pressure on now because they still trail. You see Dennis Tracy with the job on jumper. That's the missed shot. Ball loose underneath. And Gerald Glass looks like he'll be going back to the line.
The Tigers get everybody to play that man-to-man like Dennis Tracy is playing it. They might be in better shape than they are right now. He is playing a ferocious brand of man-to-man defense.
Sims picked up the foul as second. You see Lyle Mouton checking out. Vernell Singleton has re-entered the game with those 4 fouls. Glass goes to the line. 6 of 6 tonight. 36 points. The attendance tonight, 8,580. So a virtual sellout here.
Sounds like it.
See Matthews back into the lineup for the Rebels. Glass with his first miss at the line. Sims with another rebound. 9-point game, 81-72, and another foul. Jackson showing a little bit of emotion there as he's hacked on the arm. 2 shots coming up for Chris Jackson. He has 31 in the game.
No question about this one. Matthews is just going to about grab his wrist. DJ looks like he's doing a little water ballet in midair there.
Matthews just back into the lineup, picked up his 3rd foul. Jackson, top free throw shooter in the conference. Missed the first one.
Steve, LSU is getting it back together on the board in the second half.
And the lead is now 7 for Ole Miss. The Rebels perhaps searching a little bit here. The Tigers making a push. Here comes the double team, but Murphy kicks it out.
The man-to-man full court press.
Jackson against Matthews as they come across the timeline. Tracy switches off and then gets a foul. Not a lot of contact there.
But it's the kind of foul that an official loves to call. It's easy to make this call. I think he reached in.
Yeah, that's, even if they can't see it a lot of times, you get a call there, especially reaching in from behind. Rebels are now in the bonus, and Matthews goes to the line. 71% for the season, as you see. And that's Matthews' 9th point.
Wouldn't be surprised if LSU called a timeout in the next couple of minutes when it gets down to around 5 or 6 left in the game to gather themselves for a final push.
Blanton claims another rebound for LSU. The Tigers can cut it back to 6. With a 2-pointer here. Jackson looks inside. Ill-advised pass there. Glass came away with it. Rams it home.
Steve, I closed my eyes. What happened? Nothing good. And there's the timeout.
Darryl Glass has 39, and this place is going crazy as the Rebels have moved back in front by 10, 84-74. Back after these words from our corporate sponsor.
The Glass. And that is NBA material.
Glass now has 39, and that's his season high. Jackson misses for the Tigers, and Glass with a rebound. He had 38 against Tennessee, was his season high. 39 here against the Tigers.
You know, sometimes the Tigers, Chris Jackson shoots so quick, the Tigers don't have time to get down for the rebound.
Ed Murphy wanted to complain, was warned on that one. Glass just a little too over-anxious there, looking for 2. Back the other way, Blanton hits a 3. And if he can catch fire here at the end, as he often does in a crucial game, we could be looking at a different outcome. But right now, it's still Ole Miss up by 7.
Yeah, I think if Ricky gets it together in the late going, LSU will win.
Again, the Tigers caught leaning in the backcourt. This time, Chris Jackson picking up his 2nd personal.
This isn't going to help him a lot. CJ picking up fouls.
Look at the defensive position here. Trying not to let him get by. They said force the contact there. And, of course, that puts Matthews back on the line. Looking for his 10th point. There it is. We talked about contributions from the rest of the Ole Miss players. Matthews is in double figures. Turner is in double figures. And, of course, Glass, a season high. Career high, since this is his first season at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss has played a real good basketball game so far.
7:45 left in the game. LSU trails by 9, 86-77. Jackson looking for a seam. This is Tracy out top in the corner to Blanton. Almost too strong, but Ricky saves it. Finds Jackson open from the top of the key, and he nails it.
Blanton hits the 3-pointer. CJ hits the shot after that. They're going to need more of it down the stretch.
Nice defensive pressure from the backcourt. Rebels trying to work it up against the man-to-man. Jackson again hounds Matthews.
Giving him more room this time.
Ole Miss trying to do some screening against the Tigers man-to-man. Trying to shake somebody free. This is Glass with the spin move.
Nothing you can do about that. That's a pretty bucket.
Unless you're a Tiger fan, because it makes it a 9-point lead again. Ole Miss up 88-79. This is Tracy penetrating. Nice idea, but the pass was stray. Glass against Jackson. Goes by him. Singleton got a piece of it. Matthews retrieves it. Now a whistle.
I thought it was a 3-second call for a moment. Ed Murphy doesn't know what it is. Now he does.
Obviously a question about the shot clock because they reset it. It shows 42 seconds right now. Ole Miss had possession of the basketball there and really never lost it.
It's going to work out in their favor, I have a feeling.
Now they're going to wind the 40-second clock down, I believe. They took it 2 seconds down.
Put a 0 after that new number right there, and you've got the number of points Gerald Glass has put on the board tonight. 40 in the game, 33 for CJ.
Well, we've got a timeout. We're going to discuss it, I guess. Trying to get something working in that huddle, as he so often does. Said he had 9 goals for his team this year. They've accomplished 5 already. Missed out on only 1. That would be a regular season championship, and already he's beginning to hone in on number 7, the tournament championship. There are your scores so far. Jackson and Glass. Kentucky, another SEC game, leading Mississippi State 66-45, we're told. Rebels have the ball. Back to action as Glass looks for another. Whistle underneath him. I believe they have a foul on Glass over the back of Blanton.
Good call. Ricky's gotten pounded a lot down low.
Here's another look. Take a look.
Now there's the shot. It's going to miss. Ricky with good position. And Gerald Glass with the foul. Good call, I think.
Rebounding a lot of times a game of position. Not so much your jumping ability, although that certainly helps in a lot of cases, but the position you get, and Blanton was in the right spot that time.
With 6 minutes to play, you're not going to see Glass going out of the ball game, even though he just picked up his 3rd foul.
That free throw, Blanton now has 10 points, as you see it there. Well below his average, but in double figures, now 11. It's back to a 7-point game. Ole Miss 88, LSU 81. The Tigers again with some full court pressure. Murphy shakes free from Sims.
LSU needs a turnover right here on this possession.
Coming on with 6 minutes left in this game. 7-point Ole Miss lead. This is jumper for 3. But Murphy got the rebound. Off the Tigers, and Ole Miss with another chance in a fresh 45.
Murphy hasn't gotten many, but that was an important one.
Man-to-man on the inbounds, and Glass tried to lose Blanton. Now who's it going to belong to? Rebels get the basketball back, and Dennis Tracy is into the lineup, replacing Lyle Mouton. Mouton with 10 points. Pretty good outing for him. Inside they go to Murphy. Turnaround up against the side of the board, and Wayne Sims with another rebound.
Excellent no call by the official there.
Jackson for 3.
Now it's getting fun.
What was once a 13-point lead for Ole Miss is down to 4. The Tigers continue to fight back. 5.5 minutes left in this game.
If they can just make somebody besides Gerald Glass or Timmy Jumper take the shot.
Tigers pack it back in. Pass inside to Glass and a whistle, and Singleton will be gone. He was trying to get around in front of Glass. And what a difference in his performance here. Here's another look at the foul.
It really doesn't surprise me that Burnell would foul out of this game. There he goes. And from this angle, it's tough to see how much body he actually got on Gerald Glass. But it doesn't surprise me. When a guy scores 40-plus points, he's going to put some people on the bench.
Singleton, who had 23, of course, well above his average in the last game in Baton Rouge, just 8 points tonight. And Mouton quickly back into the game for LSU.
It's no fun having to guard Glass one-on-one.
Glass back at the line, 41 points in the game. He's 7 of 8 from the stripe. Make it 8 of 9. Be interesting to see these free throws. As I mentioned at the outset, LSU the best team in the conference. Ole Miss at about 70%.
Steve, now that the game is close, if they can keep Gerald Glass from getting his hands on the ball, they'll be fine. Now we don't have to worry about that balance point. Let the other guys shoot it.
Ole Miss lead is back to 6, 90-84. Mouton inside, there's a whistle, some contact, and Matthews picks up another. believe that's his 4th foul. We'll check the official count. That's right, 4 fouls. John Matthews.
Pesky little guy, that Matthews.
And as soon as he gets his 4th, David Midley coming back in for him. Matthews will take a seat. Here's another look.
Pretty quick, but the foul was there.
Lyle Mouton doing more penetrating than we've seen him do during the course of most of the season. Now at the line, connects. Mouton with 11 points. Blanton has 11 for LSU too.
Very quiet, positive game for Lyle Mouton tonight.
And the lead is back to 4. 90-86, 5:07 showing on the clock. Mouton with a nice play, but off his hand last. Dale Brown applauding the full court pressure that the Tigers were able to squeeze out that time. Now they're trying to hit the home run, and Mouton comes away with the ball, but there's a whistle. And they're going to call Lyle Mouton with the foul.
Dale Brown hates the call. Hates the call. He wants a timeout.
Timeout in the game. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Ole Miss leading LSU 90-86. We'll come back and see the last 5 minutes after this break from our network. That's 10 out of 11 for Glass. Ole Miss lead is back to 5.
LSU 54% from the field in the second half, and they need to make one right here.
Inside the final 5 minutes, the long bomb from Mouton, no good. The rebound to Glass. 2-on-2 break. Jackson steps in with a steal.
Got hit in the eye. Ricky Blanton finished the Florida game with a black eye. Looks like Chris didn't take quite as bad a shot.
Unfortunate thing there, it looked like he was going to come away with the basketball. Belongs to Ole Miss again. Rebels trying to build on a 6-point lead. Glass kicks it out.
Yes.
Mouton with the steal. And he is fouled by Turner. No basket allowed, but another big play for Lyle Mouton.
And a good play by Turner, really, Steve. Saved 2 points. They stick Lyle on the line, though.
Definitely a smart foul.
Lyle, just a little bit quicker there than the bigger man. Of course, he's forced to foul to keep Lyle from going in for an uncontested layup.
Tigers playing a lot more overplay now. Getting in the passing lane. You saw Mouton with a dozen, now make it 13.
It's a joy to see a team that shoots free throws well. You watch UNLV, you almost feel sorry for them. The Rebels didn't hit a free throw.
Blanton had the rebound. It was stripped away. It's still loose on the floor. Possession will belong to LSU in the tie ball situation.
3-point shot gives us a 2-point game.
Of course, that'll be good to remember as we go down to the last 4 minutes. We have another tie ball situation that will now belong to Ole Miss, so the Tigers would rather not see that. Trailing by 5. 4:32 to go. Dale Brown.
Well, I don't want to get near that towel. Yeah.
Says he's never been prouder of a team than this group. Just one senior, no juniors. 20 wins already, looking for 21. This is Blanton. Tracy gets the loose ball. A fresh 45 for the Tigers now. Tracy from the outside. Wouldn't go, and Glass with the rebound.
Well, the Tigers given every opportunity to cut into that lead. Unable to do it on that possession. Now they got to get back and play some tough man-to-man defense.
Time starting to become a factor now.
Oh, boy.
Down near 4 minutes, and Glass with 2 more inside.
Just too easy.
Ole Miss lead is now 7, 94-87. Turnover for the Tigers. Ole Miss has the basketball back. And Dale Brown. Turnovers about even here in the second half. Rebels with trouble inbounding, almost threw it away.
Oh, my.
Midlick with a nice pass to Glass, who takes the shot, in and out, and Sims with another rebound. He's got 11 in this game. Outlet to Mouton.
Oh! That hurt a whole bunch.
And Dale Brown is livid on the sideline.
Lyle completely lost his concentration as he went into that layup. I guess maybe he thought it was going to be fouled.
Now the crowd getting into it. Down to 3:19 and counting. Ole Miss up by 7. 94-87. Motion offense jumper.
Ole Miss running their offense to perfection. They're not going to take any unnecessary shots now. And they wind up getting a great one from Timmy Jones.
9-point game. Jackson works free, draws the foul, and he'll go back to the line. Turner will pick up another.
Once again, CJ may be feeling, we're going to win this one. I got to be the one to do it. Especially when he goes down and sees Lyle Mouton blow an uncontested layup. But not to take anything away from Lyle. He's played very well tonight, except for that play.
Jackson at the line, 38 points tonight. For Jackson. 83% on the season. You can see there, that was his first miss. He's now 2 of 3.
Steve, if I'm not mistaken, he's played the entire ball game. A lot of it in the second half in a full court man-to-man press. He might be a little bit tired.
The entire Tiger team may be tired as a season. They've played basically 7 players during the year. Not an excuse, but a statement of fact that the Tigers do not go to their bench, say, for instance, the way Ole Miss does with 9 players. And you see another substitution here. Matthews in for the taller Murphy. Rebels will try to get some more ball handlers and free throw shooters into the lineup now. 2:58 to go. This is Matthews guarded by Jackson. Ole Miss up by 8. Midlet guarded by Tracy. Back to Matthews. Jackson checks him. Shot clock down to 25 now. Game clock at just about 2.5 minutes. Glass with the turnaround. And Blanton with a big rebound. Tracy on the break into the lane. Nice pass to Mouton. A whistle and a foul and count the basket.
He didn't miss that one, Steve. And that whole play was set up by the defense. When you work that hard on defense, good things happen on offense. And right here, Tracy on the bounce to Lyle. Down, count it, goes to the line. And with the exception of one missed layup, Lyle Mouton has played a well in the ball game for LSU tonight.
You know, with Ricky Blanton leaving the squad after this season, don't be surprised if Lyle Mouton has a leadership role. You see Matthews there with his 5th personal foul, and he's out. CJ,
glad to see that. That guy's been pesky all night long.
Mouton back at the line. Completes the 3-point play. He's got 16 in the game. It's a 5-point Ole Miss lead. 96-91. 2:21 to go in the game. Again, pressure in the backcourt for LSU.
LSU really not able to create a lot of havoc with that press. It worked a couple of times, but that's okay.
Don't be surprised if they had that in mind. Murphy back into the lineup when Matthews went out with his 5th foul. Murphy only a 54% shooter from the line. Sims with a foul to give. It's only his 3rd.
And yet this is a game, Steve, where Sean Murphy has hit a 3-pointer, so anything can happen.
Murphy looking for double digits in his 10th point. There you have it. 10 points for Murphy.
So much better than the last time out in Baton Rouge.
LSU, though, comes out ahead, I guess you could say. Got just 1 point there. A couple of 3-pointers, and it's tied. Here comes one from Jackson. Wouldn't go, though. Glass with the rebound.
Gerald Glass just ripped it off.
Clock under 2 minutes now. Tigers down by 6. Rebels go to Turner, driving, lays it up and in.
Step in front of Ricky Blanton on that play, and LSU will call another timeout.
Timeout on the floor with 1:42 to go, and LSU now trails again by 8. The Rebels up 99-91. In this game, Turner now just needs one more victory to avoid playing Tennessee on their home floor in the second round of the SEC.
Dale wants him to foul Greg Turner, the forward, or Sean Murphy, the center, but Sean's just about perfect from the line tonight.
Tigers on offense right now. Get the ball to Jackson, and he is fouled right away by Jumper from the outside. That'll put Jackson back on the line. Hard to figure that reasoning there, for the simple fact that it stops the clock.
Works well for LSU. I guess Timmy Jumper has seen Chris Jackson hit too many three-pointers and figures, well, we'll only get 2 this week.
May have seen that 4-point play against Florida.
We could use one of those tonight.
Jackson looking for 40. Got it. 7-point game now. See the time, 1:34 to go. Play is stopped as Jackson connects on the second shot. A 6-point lead, and Murphy is back out. Hunter Atkins, you see him coming to pick up the basketball, will be back in the lineup. Again, another ball handler and free throw shooter.
Exactly.
Sims didn't waste any time doing what Dale Brown wanted him to do.
Yep,
Fouls Turner.
They got their man. Now will Turner do what he's supposed to do? Sean Murphy hasn't. He's made his free throws tonight.
Also got to watch out. Sims now has 4 personal fouls, another, and he'd be out of the lineup down the stretch. You need somebody in there to be able to get those defensive boards if Ole Miss does miss. Turner on the season, 64% from the line, but he's also only averaging 4 points on the season, and he's got 15. You see there, this has not been a typical Greg Turner night. He is 3 for 3. Make it 4 for 4. The Rebels, 100 points.
Uh-oh. That's not good if you're an LSU fan.
Make it 101. Again, an 8-point lead. Rebels over the Tigers. Now just a minute and a half left. This is Jackson. Puts up the quick 3 and gets it. Unbelievable. You're right. Unbelievable is right. Jackson with another bucket.
Then again, it's CJ. I guess it is believable. 101 points for the Rebels, the most they scored all season long.
Chris Jackson still a little ways away from the most he scored all season long, but 44 points to this point for the Tiger Star. We mentioned LSU's baseball team a little bit earlier in some of the games that they have coming up this week. Gives you a chance now to get off to the ballpark this week, I guess. Tigers 11-1 going into today's double.
Ole Miss has 101. That ties their season high. One more point and they'll break it.
And you can bet they'll get their opportunity.
5-point ball game with 1:21 on the clock.
If Dale Brown does get some more fouls out of this lineup, it'll be interesting to see who he sends after, say, a Turner. Turner is still in the lineup. The rest are guards. You see the scoring. Unbelievable. Jackson and Glass. This is Hunter Atkins. Tracy steps in and picks up the foul in a hurry. And Atkins will go to the line. He shoots 65% on the season. So Tracy only his second personal foul. So there's your answer. Dennis Tracy will try to put some Rebels in the line here in the final minute 17. Ole Miss up by 5. Atkins, the front end of a 1-1.
With the fouls that LSU has to give to get back in this, they pretty much got to hope that they win it without the game going into overtime, because they might lose some key players here shortly.
Another one for Atkins, and Ole Miss is shooting it lights out from the line. And again, the lead is 7. 103-96. You now have your season high for Ole Miss. Here's Mouton. Hands a three-pointer. 4-point game.
Ole Miss very slow about bringing it in, and Ed Murphy wants to call a timeout, and he gets it.
Minute 5 to play, and now the strategy really gets cranking. Dale Brown calls his team over to the bench. 103-99. Ole Miss with a 4-point lead. The Tigers have been fighting from behind all night long. And Rich, no predictions here, but you just get the feeling that LSU may be climbing back into one again.
Well, the nice thing about it is that they don't have to have a three-pointer. 2 two-pointers will get them tied up. But they should get the three-pointer, and they can still win it. And again, as I said just a moment ago, I think it's important that they try and win this one in regulation, because they got a couple guys with foul trouble. If they have to give fouls up here in the next minute or so, you might see Wayne Sims out of the ballgame.
Rich, you're a golf fan, aren't you?
I love it.
Carry those clubs in your trunk. Well, listen, the Lady Tiger golf team has got a tournament coming up Friday, March 17th. The Fairwood Invitational Tournament held there in Baton Rouge, Fairwood Country Club. Always have a great field. Some of the top college lady golfers in the country. Make your plans to come out and cheer the Lady Tigers March 17th through the 19th at the Fairwood Invitational Tournament, the Fairwood Country Club in Baton Rouge.
Tossed a couple balls into the water there. Back to basketball.
Minute 5 to go. 4-point Rebel lead. Trouble with the inbounds. They get it into Atkins, and he is fouled almost immediately by Blanton. Rebel fans want an intentional foul, but because of the reach-in, it'll be simply a 1-and-1.
The intentional foul rule is a very nebulous one. When do you call it? When don't you call it? Everybody in the building knows that LSU is trying to foul, and yet if you don't run the man over, you usually get the 1-and-1.
That rule all about possession. An intentional foul, you don't get the thing you wanted in the first place, the basketball. Here goes Atkins. He hit 2 a minute ago. The Rebels, 89% in this game. But there's a miss and a break for the Tigers. 4-point lead, a minute to go. Jackson for 3. Wouldn't go, but Tracy keeps it alive.
Fantastic play by Dennis Tracy there.
A 3 from Mouton. Wouldn't go.
I don't know, Steve. They didn't need a 3. They didn't have to have a 3.
And Mouton picks up the foul. Dale Brown wanted traveling, but Mouton will be charged with the foul. Atkins will be going back to the line. Now there are 45 seconds left, and it's still a 4-point lead. Here's another look.
Well, there's no question about it. And the thing I think, Steve, is that when a guy misses a free throw after they've made about 10 in a row, as Ole Miss did, that's such a good emotional break if you go down and get a bucket. So why not just go down and get to cut that lead to 2 points? I think they should have been a little bit more judicious with their shot selection there.
Ole Miss is a team 25 out of 29 from the line. Atkins, 5 points in the game. Dale Brown now wants Kyle McKenzie into the game. Number 14, his first action. Gives the Tigers another outside shooter, another 3-point shooter. Right now the margin, though, is 4, and here's Atkins. Make it 26 out of 30.
You cannot give this kid too many chances to miss free throws. He won't do it.
Missed a second and unbelievably took the rebound away from Tracy, but didn't convert. Clock is down to 40 seconds. 5-point lead. McKenzie has it stripped away. Atkins on the break. Tracy gets the foul, and in this case, maybe a good foul.
Kyle McKenzie comes into the game in a tough position. Comes in with less than a minute left. What can Tracy do? But hammer and hammering good.
Tigers just about out of opportunities now. 31 seconds left. 5-point game. Make it 6. Celebration already beginning here in Tad Smith Coliseum as Atkins makes it a 7-point Rebel lead with just 30 seconds to go.
DJ
Jackson,
Quick.
a 3, got it.
No question.
And there is LSU's final timeout. 25 seconds to go. Dale Brown and his team trying to pull one out here in Oxford. Ole Miss 106, LSU 102.
Again, they're going to foul almost immediately when Ole Miss brings this ball in court. And hope, against hope, for the unusual tonight, and that is a missed free throw by the Ole Miss Rebels. Who will they go after?
Let's see what Dale Brown has to say to his troops in these final 25 seconds.
Foul. Who's in for him? 24, 22, 3, 4, and 31. I need to foul 31 and 24. You got to make it right away. Don't make it intentional. Now, get your ball here. Foul before they get fouled. Go right into them before they get fouled. No more timeouts.
There you have it, Dale Brown's instructions. You know, this game could have been for a Southeastern Conference championship if the Tigers had gotten by Florida. You couldn't tell from him there that they weren't playing for a championship. Still in the game with 25 seconds to go. Ole Miss holding on to a 106-102 lead. They'll inbound a full length of the court away.
That's who they wanted to foul. Kyle did it. He might shoot two. No.
McKenzie got the foul, and they call it a one-on-one. He was trying to take the charge. And now the pressure rests again with Atkins.
Now when he's missed the second one. They need him to miss the first one this time.
Atkins played a lot early in the season when Matthews was out of the lineup, or rather Jumper was out of the lineup. Probably hasn't had many shots bigger than this. Front end of a one-and-one. Door is still open for the Tigers. 21 seconds. Jackson got it, and the foul.
We may see it again. We may see the four-point play again in the closing seconds of a game. Feast your eyes on the freshman.
Everybody in the building knew what he would do. He did it anyway.
He'll hang here. He'll hang just long enough to get the foul. He knocks it down. Steve, in your lifetime, have you ever seen a greater player?
Chris Jackson with 50 points tonight. Tigers back to the huddle with a chance to tie it up. Jackson will go to the line.
This crowd is stunned. They're not sure what to do.
Last year, these teams got together, went to overtime. Could we be looking at that again? Ed Murphy hopes not, I believe. His team has controlled this second half, but they're about to let it slip away. Here's another look at Chris Jackson. Again, two men on him as they've been all night. Nothing but the bottom of the net and the foul.
And the bench knows they are seeing something they'll only see once in their lifetime. That man right there, Chris Jackson.
Look at the concentration. He knows it'll come down to his free throw. 17 seconds.
And then I would think that Ole Miss will bring it up, possibly call a timeout, but certainly they'll go for the last shot to win it.
Again, Chris Jackson, 50 points. Half the people in this arena are standing, and the other half will probably be standing when the ball's put in play. Expect a lot of noise coming up as Chris Jackson walks to the line. He's only 3 points shy of his record, 53.
Certainly if it goes into OT, we should surpass that. But he's got to make this one first. And he's missed a free throw tonight.
Some confusion on the floor now. Tigers want to get Rich Jeske into the game. Perjeski, I should say. Now we're squared away. Jackson at the line to tie it. 17 seconds. No pressure whatsoever, huh? Tied at 106 to 106, and now Krajewski can't get into the lineup. Dale Brown wanted him in there, and the clock will start to run down. We're tied, and a foul in the backcourt. I'm not sure what happened there.
We're trying to figure out if that's really what Dale Brown wanted them to do.
12 seconds left, and Gerald Glass will go to the line.
You're forcing LSU to make another bucket just to get it into OT that way. On the other hand, the Tigers control their destiny. They'll have the final possession unless they turn it over.
Could have the ball in Chris Jackson's hands, but this is uncontested when you get to the free throw line. Glass, 47 points in the game. He missed it.
It worked beautifully, didn't it?
Inside of 10 seconds. 7. Jackson with the spin. Puts it up for 3. Sims will go to overtime. The Tigers with 2 chances in the final 5 seconds. Jackson with a miss. Sims almost had it.
Give Wayne Sims a lot of credit. Playing with 4 personals. He went like a tiger for that rebound. Let's look at it again. You knew CJ was going to put up this shot. It's going to come off to the right. And Wayne, so strong. And that's a good shot. It just wasn't meant to be this time.
Things worked out for the Tigers there. They had their opportunities, and now they have another opportunity. After trailing most of this game, we'll start from scratch, 106 to 106. Of course, Singleton is out of the lineup for LSU. He fouled out. Ole Miss lost Matthews with fouls.
You know, Steve, we were a little disappointed after the Florida loss, hoping to do an SEC championship game, and yet this game, in a lot of ways, has been every bit as good as anything you could have hoped for if it was for the championship. In the terms of the unbelievable individual effort by 2 incredible basketball players, Chris Jackson and Gerald Glass.
Well, the fans are ready for an extra period. We hope you are. Steve Snyder and Rich Lenz in Oxford, Mississippi. LSU in its season finale for the regular season anyway, trying to earn the 3rd spot in the conference tournament. A game against Kentucky. We start the extra period with LSU controlling. Tracy to Blanton, 2. Tigers with their first lead, and it comes at 108 to 106. The first few seconds of overtime.
Not him again.
Nice follow, puts it up, missed it, and Sims with another rebound. What a job he has done on the board.
Keep in mind, a victory here for LSU keeps them from playing Tennessee in the first round of the SEC tournament.
Russell Grant, who's in the lineup, had it stripped away by Glass, foot near the line. Tigers retreat into the defensive set. They'll zone it with a 2-point lead.
See, the LSU bench is betraying Dale Brown a little bit tonight. Kyle McKenzie, Russell Grant having some problems.
A 3 for Glass, too strong. Murphy is there. He's stripped, but a foul underneath. And it might be on Sims. If it is, that's 5.
Here we go. It's Wayne. Murphy has great position. Foul was not on Russell Grant. It was on Wayne Sims. He takes that long trip back to the bench. 14 points on the evening, and he will be missed before this game is over.
As you mentioned, he goes to the bench with not only 14 points, but 14 rebounds. Virtually controlling the second half. He had, 3 at halftime? So 11 rebounds in the second half. Now Murphy's at the line. Only a 54% shooter on the season, but he has been hot tonight in double figures, as we mentioned. Missed the second one, though, and Krajewski with a rebound. He's stripped and fouled. Jumper picks up the personal.
But now you've got a fella fresh into the ballgame having to shoot free throws. If he can knock him down and nail him like Murphy's been nailing him, that'll be a huge plus for the Tigers.
Krajewski not bad on the season, 8 out of 11, 73%.
This is a ragtag lineup that the Tigers have in right now, and you see why. Singleton, Mouton, Sims just sitting on the bench.
And Blanton with 4. Here's Krajewski's first shot. He won't get another.
Yeah, I thought that was a little too much pressure for him at that point in the game for him to knock it. It doesn't surprise me he didn't put that one down.
Tigers lead by 1. Clock at 3:50 of the overtime period. Tigers have only led once in this game. They battled back to get it to overtime. Trying to hang in. Jumper to Glass on the baseline.
Surprise. Glass didn't take the shot there.
Shot clock to 15, and Jumper will put it up. Glass with the uncontested rebound, but a steal by Tracy. And a nice job on the baseline off of Glass's knee. Some of the Ole Miss fans saw the official bat it back in and were wondering what was going on, but here's a replay to give you a good look at it.
Steve, walk-ons have to play smart basketball. They don't have the talent, so they got to play smart, and this is a smart play. Kaboom. Ooh, hello, official.
Back to action, 3:14 to go. Jackson with the move, the jump, the two. Chris Jackson, 53 points, ties his season high and his freshman record. We said he couldn't get 60 to get that average to 30. He may. Here's a three from Midlick, no good. The rebound to Jumper, follows off the glass. He couldn't hit it, out of bounds. It belongs to Ole Miss.
I'll tell you what, Gerald Glass came in, and there should have been a foul on him on that sequence. There's no question. It's all over the back of the goal guy.
See Gert Homick coming into the lineup now. Russell Grant will check out, give him a little board strength. Krajewski and Homick in the lineup for the Tigers.
They don't want to give up the three.
Easy, guys, easy.
Turner thought about it, out to Glass. In this situation, you figure Glass will do it. There's the two.
That's off.
Way off. And a foul on Tracy reaching in underneath.
See, when you carry as much weight as Glass does on that 6'6" frame, we've been talking about LSU getting tired. How about Gerald Glass? I think that shot certainly showed his legs might be getting a little tired.
Here's another look at the play underneath.
His form was way off on that particular shot.
Some interesting developments first. Over in Starkville, Mississippi State has beaten Kentucky 68-67. Meanwhile, the foul on Tracy gives him 4. Blanton has 4. LSU in danger of running out of their key players. Murphy with the miss, Blanton the rebound. Now the Tigers can run a little clock. 110 to 107.
You only want certain people handling the ball for the Tigers now, and the guy who has it is one of them. Him and Ricky.
53 points in the game. Another basket. Here it comes. Oh, wouldn't go down. Blanton hustling for the rebound. They say it belongs to Ole Miss.
Vintage Blanton. He didn't get the ball.
Homick back in, Grant back out. They'll play a little designated hitter, so to speak.
Big lineup for LSU right now.
On the defensive end, and then on the offensive end, the ball handler. Inside of 2 minutes to go in the overtime. LSU 110, Ole Miss 107.
Gerald Glass just doesn't look like he wants to take the shot as much as he did earlier.
Jumper does. Glass with the follow. 1 point game, minute and a half to go.
Rebounding's a different story.
Glass now has 49. Jackson with 53 on the drive, the whistle, and the foul. And Jackson will be going back to the line.
As long as LSU can create that, get Jackson over there with Midlake, we'll be just fine. The Tigers will. He's got to foul him or he's going to score easily.
He's only a freshman, but Chris Jackson now looking at his career high if he can connect.
He said he had to score 60 to finish the year with a 30-point average. He is not far from doing it.
Make it 54, the new freshman record. So he's got 2 freshman records tonight. Season scoring and now individual game with 54. And LSU back to a 3-point lead, 112 to 109, a minute 28 to go. First overtime. I say first, LSU, if they can keep this lead, hopes it'll be the only overtime. Midlick had it batted away by Jackson. Glass back to Midlick. Inside, Turner. Kicks it out to Glass. Three-pointer.
Well, I thought he was tired, but he really showed me something there. He's over 50.
What a show. Glass with 52. Jackson again for three. Tied at 112. 47 seconds to go. And Ole Miss takes timeout with 42 seconds to go. LSU 112, Ole Miss 112.
LSU's going to get the ball back one way or the other, Steve. If they run the 37 seconds off the shot clock, they'll still have 5 seconds to put up a shot. That's plenty of time for CJ to get off the three-pointer.
Tigers trying to hang on here. Again, they trailed throughout until they sent it into overtime and took the lead in overtime. Dale Brown has seen this team set an LSU record tonight, Rich, by going over 100 points. The 10th time this year. That is a school record. Pete Maravich's team did it 9 times.
This is far and away the highest scoring team that Dale Brown has ever had since he's arrived in Baton Rouge. We're averaging about 94 a game.
The shot clock says 37. The game clock says 42. Dale Brown has already lost 3 of his players. Sends out Hammock, Krajewski, Blanton, Jackson, and Tracy. Ole Miss inbound.
Very deliberate. Ed Murphy's backing it back out. They're going to go for a final shot.
Clock down to 25. Ole Miss apparently content to get the clock inside of 10 seconds before they shoot. Glass looking for the opening, spins away from Tracy, puts it up and draws the foul. It'll put Glass at the line with 9 seconds, and Tracy is fouled out of this game.
Well, he played as good a defense on Gerald Glass as he possibly could have. He is all over him.
Touch foul.
You play at home, you're going to get that call. There's no question about it.
And Tracy can't believe it. Picks up his 5th personal foul. Gerald Glass, though, the last time he was in a crucial situation at the line, missed. The difference, this time he'll have 2 shots, not a 1-and-1.
LSU is 9 seconds on the clock, so they have plenty of time to tie it up or win it.
You saw the graphic there. Dennis Tracy, 3 points. In no way measures his contribution tonight. Came into the defensive lineup at one point in the game, got, I believe, 3 steals in a matter of 4 or 5 series.
Reminds me of the way he played against Georgetown. Didn't score a lot in that particular game, but created a lot of havoc and disruption in the Hoya offense, and he did the same thing tonight. Came in and really got some good defensive work out of him and Lyle Mouton, but they're both on the bench.
If you're Dale Brown, thinking ahead now, Glass will be at the line. You get the ball back, probably down. Will it be Jackson again, or could we see Ricky Blanton, as in the UNLV game, take the shot?
Well, I'd like to see them not necessarily put up a 3-point shot, not necessarily have Chris go right down and hoist up the 3. Let Chris drive and create something. He'll either get fouled or possibly somebody will be wide open for an easier bucket.
Got a correction on Chris Jackson's scoring. He has 53 in the game. Glass has 52, and Glass is at the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, when you score that many, it's tough to keep count sometimes.
So Jackson has tied his record, but now it's all down to Glass. Ole Miss leads 113, 112, 9 seconds to go.
I just want to watch what happens after the free throw.
The door is open for LSU. Jackson with the ball. Lets it go. Down to the finish. A fight to the finish. But Ole Miss has won this one, 113 to 112 in overtime.
Steve, first of all, you have to give Ole Miss credit. They had to win this game to even think about playing in the postseason, and they did it by playing a superb game. On the other side of it, Dale Brown has to be extremely proud of his Tigers. They came in here, another game out on the road, a game that didn't mean as much to them as it did to Ole Miss. They took it to OT with half the team on the bench.
Here's another look at the final shot. You knew Chris Jackson would take it. Back of the iron, and of course Ricky Blanton, by the time they got the rebound, Gert Hammock, time had run out.
And would have been nice to see more guys near the basket on that particular play when Jackson fired it up. Nobody was really in position to get the rebound in case it missed. But again, tremendous effort by the Tigers, I think, all in all.
Gerald Glass, the man of the hour, ends up with 54 points, including the 2 that won this game. LSU 112, the Ole Miss Rebels 113, and nobody's going home, as you can see. They want to celebrate this win a little bit.
Hey, when you're in Oxford, this is the best ticket in town right here.
All right, when we come back, we'll take another look at this exciting overtime game won by Ole Miss, 113 to 112. Back after these messages.
A little bit to keep